Hi everyone, welcome. Well, today's video is an exciting one for me. So I am taking part in a mystery box swap challenge. And what that means is that several YouTubers have gotten together and we have mailed each other packages with crafting items. It's supposed to be 5 crafting items, 3 that are sort of regular items that are easy to use, and then 2 items that are supposed to sort of throw us off. We don't know what each other sent the other. I have mailed my package off to Robin's Buys and DIYs. She is Canadian, as am I, and the person who mailed their package to me is Artsy Maddie, another fellow Canadian. The other people participating in this challenge are from the United States. We have all purchased Dollar Tree or dollar store items and mailed them to each other. I have had my package now for a little while. I have been so busy with my Halloween decorating that I finally have found time to open up this package. I'm going to unbox it in front of you so that you can see what I have here. And I want to thank Maddie so much. She's so sweet. I don't want to show you the front of this package because there's 2 addresses on it, but she has this big question mark on it that says mystery package with a heart. And then she also wrote, "Happy crafting, my friend," a Christmas tree, sort of a bear here, and some greenery. This is so cute. Oh my gosh, so much thought and love went into this, and I really appreciate that. So the idea is to use all the items in one craft if possible. If that's impossible, we can do 2, but we are to try to use all of the items. I'm going to unbox this, as I said, but the rest of this video will be in about a couple of weeks, maybe a week, where I've had time to think about these items that are in here and what I'm going to make. So this is sort of a 2-part video. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to open this up and we are going to see what is in here. I have linked the playlist in my description box so that you can watch everyone's unboxing and crafting. I hope you guys will enjoy this as much as I know I'm going to. Okay, this is so exciting. Oh my gosh. Okay, so let's see. We are wrapped in some napkins. Oh, this is so beautiful. I think these are holly leaves and or some sort of greenery, and it's Ray Dunn and it says family. So I envision maybe doing some Mod Podging or something like that with this. So this is really pretty. Let's see what else we have. LOL, I am not joking, I just ran out of these. I put them on my shopping list. Cotton swabs. So these are for your ears or for a crafting project. So this is so funny. I assume this is one of the 2 products that's supposed to sort of throw me off a little. Yes, Maddie, you have thrown me off with these. That is so cute. And it says something here. Let me see what it says. Oh, so this is mystery item number 2. Okay. That's so cute. Let's see what else. Oh, beautiful. This is really funny. I sort of need these for another project that I have to do. So this is great. They're sort of garland picks, I guess you would call them. Let's see if there's more. I feel more. Yes. So there are several garden picks or garland picks here. Christmas. Oh my gosh, I definitely see sort of a theme, at least a color theme going. That is so beautiful. I see something else wrapped. And this says mystery item number 1, so I did it in reverse. Okay. These are baby shower favors. They're like little rattles. That is so cute. I suspect I'm gonna have to take out my spray paint to use these. These are really cute. They're so pretty. So that is so funny. Clearly Maddie has a sense of humor. So let's see what else. So crafting items. So these are the 3 regular crafting items. Oh my goodness, so cute. These are little, they're wood shapes. They are snowmen. I have such a thing for snowmen in the last Christmas or 2. I love this. Oh my gosh, thank you, thank you. I definitely will be able to use that. Well, I have to use that. That's part of the challenge. And this beautiful red Christmas ribbon. It says, "Have yourself a merry little Christmas." So cute. And oh, I love these. I've seen so many people on YouTube using these and crafting with them already. This is a DIY LED decor piece. It's a little gingerbread house. Okay, so I think I have to put batteries in it. Oh no, I think, there we go. I just needed to pull the little piece out. And so it lights up. That's amazing. I love that. Well, I think I'm already getting ideas of what I want to do. So you will see me in the rest of this video on another day, probably wearing something else, and we'll see what I come up with. Stay tuned. This video is part of the mystery box swap, including these awesome YouTubers that you see here. This is hosted by Leah at Junkernecker DIY and Favi at Arrows DIY. I want to give a special thank you to Leah for inviting me to join in on this collaboration. This is an absolute joy, so much fun, and I recommend that everyone do this. It's absolutely awesome. Alrighty, so I've had some time now to think about what to make, and as it turns out, I cannot make one DIY with all of these items, so I will be making 2. The first DIY will include the majority of the items gifted to me by Maddie, and then the second DIY, I'll be using one of the items. And I'm not 100% certain how to make the second one come together. So come along with me as I learn, and let's see if we can make this work. I'm really looking forward to it. Let's see what happens. Starting off DIY with this wooden box I have, I'm going to paint it black and give this little house a good little coating of white paint. Now for this I'm going to take out my markers. I think that the details are so small that it might be easier for me to just take this set of Sharpie markers that I have and start to color in some of the details. So I'm coloring in the candy cane stripes with red, alternating on the larger and smaller. And then I'm going to try this sort of greenish blue marker, and it does not work at all. So I'm going to take this other green that I had intended to use for just the wreath, but I will use it on the candy cane and the wreath as well. And I think that'll look nice because it will match. And some of these markers are really quite old. They were my son's from when he was in elementary school, and he's 21 now. So some of these markers just have dried up over time. But here we go. I'm finishing up that wreath. And as I was coloring in those areas, this became loose, so I just applied some hot glue. Now I'm going to take some black Sharpie marker, and just like that, it's all done. Going to do the door and some details in some yellow, and then embellish that little stripe there with black little gems. And I do end up coloring in that stripe there yellow as well on the house so that it matches some of the rest of the house. And I'm gluing that down right to our box. And I'm going to take these little garland picks and use them as trees on my little display. So one, I'm leaving the height that it is. I'm going to glue it right down. And then the other one you can see before I cut it with my wire cutters. It is going to go beside and in front the larger tree in the back there. And then I even glue the trees to each other so that they sort of support each other. Now these great little snowmen, I'm going to use just one. I will paint the body of the snowman in white, of course. And then once that is all dried up, that did get 2 coats, I'm also going to take my black paint and do the hat in black. And there we go, nice and cute. I'm going to glue it right down to our little scenery here. And then I trim some of the garland there because it did get in the way. Now I'm going to take one of these little garland picks. I'm going to trim off the edges a bit because it's just a little too long for what I intend to do. And I do sort of bend it in half and glue it right onto the front of our box. And I decided to use the other pick that was left over and glue it to the back and really fill in the little scene here. I mean, why not? We have it left over and it does fit in beautifully with the look. Now I'm going to take some of this ribbon. Rather than tie a bow, I decided to cut out the whole saying that says, "Have yourself a merry little Christmas." It ironically happens to fit perfectly across the front of the box. So I really did love that. Now, what am I going to do with these? Well, I'm going to make a snowflake. So you can see I put some glue down on some wax paper and I'm going to measure and cut the Q-tips or cotton swabs in half and just start to form a little snowflake right onto the wax paper. I did not measure this out, so it does not end up looking absolutely perfect, but that's okay. So again, cutting our little cotton swabs in half and gluing them down. Then I take these little rattles, I take the white ones. I was so happy to see they were not hard to cut. So I cut off the sort of those rounded ends there, sort of the handle of the rattle, and I'm gluing those in between all the cotton swabs that I just glued down, and they help to finish off the look of our little snowflake. And I was so happy that I thought about doing this because, oh my goodness, I really struggled to think of what to do. I'm going to finish off the middle with this little jewel that I have, and then I cut that right out of the wax paper. I don't waste these little rattle ends. What I do is I glue them to the trees so that they look like either very large snowflakes or maybe little Christmas ornaments. You will get a closer look of the finished piece at the end here. Now I'm going to glue the snowflake right on to our little embellishment here at the front. So here's our final look. It's all lit up and in place, and I'm quite liking how it looks. I did add a bit of that snow blanket that you see there. I thought that it finished off the look really nicely. And I have it next to my larger dollhouse and I think it looks cute. I am starting to put a little village together here. In DIY number 2, I'm using this Great Ray Dunn napkin that I received, and I'm going to cut all around this image here, and there are 2 of these images on one napkin, and I will be cutting out both of the images. And then I'll be taking off the extra plies of paper, making sure that I just have one ply. And here I'll cut out the second one as well. And these are the two cut out, all ready to be Mod Podged onto two styrofoam plates that I glued together. I also left a space there on one end so that I can do something with that end there. I put Mod Podge right down onto the styrofoam plate, placed the napkin right on top, and then I'll just give it a good coat of this gloss finished Mod Podge. And I'm really loving the gloss finish for Christmas this year because I think it just gives it a really pretty shiny finish. And who doesn't love shine for Christmas? So I'm quite enjoying that look this year. We'll just give it a really nice good coat. And then we're all finished up on the one side. And then I'm going to flip it over once that side is dry and give the second or the other side a good coating as well and do the exact same thing. So I put the paper, the napkin there right down. This one I struggle with a little bit more so than the first one, but that's okay. I have heard and I've seen on other YouTube videos where some people will apply a light mist of water to the napkin before they apply the Mod Podge, and they swear by it that it will take out the wrinkles. I felt a bit nervous about trying that for this, so I will try that off camera one day, and if it works, I will definitely share a project with you where I do that. So this is our finished look. Well, not finally finished. That's our napkins Mod Podged on. I did happen to have a few of these garland picks left over from the first project, so I decided that they would look really, really cute wrapped around the edges of the plates here. So I'm just going to simply hot glue those all around. However, I will not be gluing the garland down to this section where I did not glue the two plates together because, like I mentioned, I'm going to be putting something in through the area that is not glued. So I'm simply putting the garland around the area that is not going to be affected by what I will be doing at the bottom of this little DIY. I'm going to put some additional glue, making sure that the edges really stick really well. And now I'll do the other side, and that's it, done there. Now I'm taking this sort of tattered black ribbon, I'm going to put a bow and I'm going to glue it to that area there at the bottom that's exposed. I'm turning in the edges of the ribbon and then I'm folding them over each other, and I'm going to cinch them or cinch the ribbon. In the middle, I'm taking this great black and white ribbon that I just purchased at Michael's. It's got these great stripes, a very popular look right now. And I'm just going to tie the bow in the middle with this ribbon, getting it nice and tight. And then I'm going to tie it one more time. And once I've done that, I will be fluffing out the bow a little bit. I think because this ribbon has been used so much in the past, I take this out quite often and use it for different projects. It really wasn't cooperating very well, so I think this is going to have to be the last project that I use this ribbon on. This will have to be final. So once I do have that finally fluffed up, I will glue it right on. I'm going to measure down the middle as best I can, put lots and lots of hot glue so we make sure that our bow stays really, really nicely. And then this also took a bit of work as well. The the bow didn't want to stay for some reason, but we finally got it to stay and it looks good there. And now what I'm going to do is show you how I'm taking this piece I purchased at HomeSense that says Joy on it and trying to emulate it a bit with this project. So I took this stick that I have, I cut it with this box cutter. This is a little base from a picture frame from IKEA that I took the base right off of the frame. I'm adding lots of hot glue to the base there so that the stick will stay. And the glue did end up sort of going to the bottom there. And I do put some additional hot glue all around, making sure that it stays really securely. Now what I did with that stand that I made is I gave it a really good coating of black spray paint, and I fed it up into the plates that you just saw me glue together. And this is the finished product. This is what it looks like. I'm quite pleased with the way it looks. It is going to look great on an upcoming video that I have where I will be displaying black, white, and green. And this was the inspiration piece, and I think they look so cute together. I'm really happy to have made these two DIYs and to have participated in this really, really fun collaboration. This was awesome.